Yay! Mama's here.
We're going grocery shopping.
Get to see my girl.
Yay.
So happy.
So it's pouring outside, and it's supposed to pour all week long and even snow.
I don't want to leave her. I am not leaving her.
And I'm supposed to get back on the trail tomorrow in this crazy weather.
Nope, not happening.
So we ran all our errands and went to a movie, and it's still raining outside. We looked up the weather forecast and talked to a couple other hikers in town, and what's the forecast for the week?
Rain, rain, and more rain, and wind.
And thunder and lightning storms.
Oh, that's right.
Yay! So a bunch of other hikers are like gonna wait out the storm in town, but I don't really want to stay here for a week. I like would prefer to get back on the trail to get to Kennedy Meadows, but I don't know. I need to look more into the weather for the week and look at like the elevation in the trail. I don't know. I just don't really want to get caught in a storm. All right, so my mom and I found another hiker in town.
Hey
Tell
guys.
everybody what your name is.
My English name?
All your names.
Okay, my name is Ulrak. I'm better known as Wolfie.
Woohoo, Wolfie!
I'm from Scandinavia.
And where are we going right now?
We're going to an outdoor shop.
Because what do you need?
I made it 500 miles without a rain jacket. But now I do need one.
Yeah. Finally got new shoes. Goodbye to these suckers. Hello, pretty. So it's supposed to pour down rain all week. And my mom had this brilliant idea to get a poncho that covered my backpack, which actually is pretty smart. Okay, so after much deliberation and looking up the weather, we've decided, well, I've decided to go to the trail today and just weather the storm, you know? It's actually not supposed to rain that much today. It's just supposed to be pretty windy, but it's supposed to rain the rest of the week, so.
She's a trooper.
We're headed to the bakery right now to get some breakfast, and then we're gonna pick up some other hikers at the bakery, and my mom's gonna drive us to the trail, and we're just gonna get going, so. And the climbing begins. Oh. This morning, Wolfie came over to my tent and told me that his friends, who are about a day ahead of us, just texted him and told him that there's a huge snowstorm coming in, like today and tomorrow, and it was too dangerous for them, so they turned around and hiked all the way back to Tehachapi last night, like through the night, to escape this said snowstorm that is on its way to us. And so Wolfie came over and just asked what I thought about that and if I wanted to keep going or not, and we decided that we're gonna keep going. There is a like safe, sheltered area in between the mountains that we could camp at. It's about 20 miles away. So both of us feel more comfortable going if we have someone else with us. And so we're gonna keep going and try and get 20 miles as fast as we can to find shelter before this snowstorm hits. So wish us luck. We are in a cloud right now. Here is my tent and sleeping bag and everything. And then here is Wolfie's, it's not quite a tent. It's a tarp.
And with bug netting. That's pretty sweet, right?
Hopefully this holds up in the rain. Okay, so Wolfie's got his tarp shelter thing, and then inside he's got a ground sheet, and then this little thing that protects him from bugs, his air mattress, and then he puts his sleeping bag on top. So we made it to camp. It was super windy today and super windy yesterday, but no rain so far. It said it was gonna rain all day yesterday and all day today, but somehow we lucked out and haven't had to deal with any rain yet, although the wind has been really bad. You have to like use twice the amount of energy just to take one step in this wind. It's crazy, but I'm thankful there's no rain. So, but last night and tonight we found pretty good camp spots that are low in elevation and protected by trees from the wind. So last night wasn't too bad. I was right behind this like big bush, so that kind of helped protect me from some of the wind. And then tonight we found a spot pretty similar, kind of lower in elevation and in between these two mountains, and I'm right next to a tree as well. So hopefully tonight's not too bad. It says it's supposed to pour down rain all night, but it also said that for yesterday and today, and it didn't. So I'm hoping this trend of the weather being wrong continues, but we're doing pretty good. My new shoes are great, but my feet are killing me because I think they're just like needing to be broken in. I'm wearing brand new shoes and I'm wearing insoles for the first time, and so I think my feet just aren't used to it. But yeah, besides that, my hips kind of hurt too. My hips have never hurt. Everything else has hurt, but my hips haven't hurt until yesterday and today. And I'm not sure if that has something to do with the new shoes, but my hips are hurting and my feet are hurting. But I'm staying dry, so I'm just gonna count my blessings on that one. But okay, so it did end up raining last night and this morning, and so everything got soaked. Well, just my tent got soaked. Everything inside my tent stayed dry for the most part, but packing up my sopping wet tent was not fun. But I will say it didn't rain when we set up last night, and it didn't rain when we packed up this morning, so that's a plus. But it did rain pretty much all through the night, so it is really cold, but I'm doing great. All right, Wolfie
Hey guys.
and I have been hiking for a couple miles this morning, and it's extremely foggy and rainy, and we've been seeing a lot of bear poop on the trail and hearing about people seeing bears in this section, so I'm already freaked out. And then we were walking on this like foggy cliff, and Wolfie sees a large animal run across the trail.
Yeah.
And
I can't tell what it was because of the clouds, of course.
yeah, so it's super foggy, so he couldn't tell what it was, and he says it was pretty fast.
Yeah.
And so
It was also pretty small.
pretty small, like a bear cub
backpack,
small?
Yeah, exactly. Like backpack size. So I don't know, it's a little bit scary right now.
So my first thought is, oh my gosh, it's a bear cub. Where's the mom? We're gonna be trapped in front of the mom, in between the mom and the bear. And then I said, Wolfie, start singing! But he did start singing!
Alright.
Alright, Mom.
Oh, thank you for the ponchos.
We're wearing the poncho! Do a little spin for us. Check out those views.
Hi everybody.
What you making?
I'm making hot water
You're making hot water?
for the coffee.
Wait, I can see your breath. Oh my gosh, it's so cold and it's snowing. You probably can't see the snow, but it's snowing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey,
We found Arnie!
where were you last night?
Our long lost brother.
Well, we said that we were going to be.
Yeah.
What's up? Frozen branches. So pretty.
This is Sparta! And that's very anticlimactic though. I thought you were gonna jump.
It finally stops raining and snowing. It's still really cold, but I am happy that I'm finally drying out. I am freezing cold. Everything is soaked. My shoes, my socks, my pants, my jacket, my gloves. Everything is soaked and it's so cold. But hopefully with this break of rain/snow, I'll start to dry out, but yeah, it's really cold. I'm exhausted and I really want to stop and take a break, but every time I stop moving, I get even colder. So attempting to dry out all of our wet gear. My gloves, my poncho. Okay, so this is Wolfie's pop quiz on American slang that he's learned today. Or not slang, just like words, I don't know. Okay, Wolfie, what does brr mean? Like brr!
Oh yeah, brr is when you're really cold and I don't know, you pronounce it like brr is cold.
When you're cold, you're like brr, good job. Okay, you got that one right. What does I'm down mean?
I'm down means I'm down to down with,
like I'm down to camp here.
yeah, it's like I want to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm down with
Like I'm game. I'm for it.
yeah, I'm all for this.
Yes. Good job. You got 100% on your pop quiz.
Alright.
My feet are pruny because of how wet they were all day. Oh my goodness. We have sunshine. Finally. Dry everything out.
Is it burning inside? But some of the like the small whip. For instance, when I work in the bakery, I gotta be at the bakery at 4 a.m.
Found another trail register. You just sign your name and put the date, and then all your friends behind you can know you're still alive. Wolfie in the house.
Det kun nemt. Det kun nemt. Rigtig mand. Jeg kan bruge.
For the past 5 miles, Wolfie has been singing Disney songs in Danish, which is actually the greatest thing ever. Update on the new shoes. My feet are feeling a lot better. They hurt really bad the first 2 days, but I think they're broken in now, and so my feet are feeling a lot better. And my hips are feeling a lot better too, so thank goodness. Cows! And more cows. They were right on the trail, right here, but then they left. They didn't want to say hi to me. So I made it to camp last night before it got dark, and I was like dead by the time I got there. So I said hi to Wolfie and Arnie and then set up and went straight to bed, and everything hurt. It was kind of hard to fall asleep because my whole body was like aching. I don't know why, but those last 6 miles yesterday were so hard for me. I was like inching along and like limping. It was bad. So this morning I slept in a little bit. I let Wolfie go without me, and I told him I would just meet him at the next spot we're going to camp at tonight. But I'm feeling okay today. I'm going to take it nice and easy. We're only doing 13 miles today. Yesterday we did 22, which is I think why I was hurting so bad, but we're only doing 13 today, and blue skies. No hat, no gloves, which means it's not freezing today. So apparently there's a cabin a 1/4 mile off the trail that hikers can sleep in. I think it's like an abandoned cabin. I don't really know what it is, but there's a cabin. So we're walking like a 1/4 mile off trail to get to it, and then we're gonna check it out, and if it's decent, we'll spend the night there, which is nice. Don't have to set up our tents, don't have to worry about getting rained on. So we'll see what this cabin's like.
It's like crossing. I was like, my scanners have gotten so low. Did you see there's
No, the guys just No, I was thinking because you looked the optimist, not about the speed.
Oh, I look at you.
So at the cabin, there was a couple other hikers there and a group of jeepers. I don't know what to call them. A group of people who were out off-roading in their jeeps, and they were camping near the cabin. And so when we got there, there's a big old group there who were super nice, and they cooked us stew. Here comes Wolfie. Is that a bear? Is that a mountain lion? So we just had some stew and then decided we wanted to hike another 8 miles.
We keep posting on Guthooks, the men of the north, they call themselves.
Oh, okay.
They're in the Sierras right now.
I don't know if they are, but
Oh, no.
they're all Pacific already.
All right, your first donut experience. Let's
You
see.
gotta go first.
They're all good.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll take
Yeah.
this
That
one.
one. That's a good.
Go simple.
That's a good first donut.
Thank you so much, mister.
You're very welcome.
Let's see.
No, not again.
He's like, why are you recording everything I do? So your parents can see your fun
You're working with the other
travels and
Very first
adventures.
donut.
Okay.
Morfar,
Take a big
they
bite.
had min første donut,
This year my wife
tror jeg.
got us doing this
Så,
stuff.
skål.
Oh, you did the water?
Yeah, I've done some of it. I've been bringing it up for the most
How is it?
part of the year.
Yogi put her sign
It's
on
pretty good. I like that.
I get up early, but I don't talk.
All right, a little update. Last night we went to that cabin just a little bit off the trail and met the nicest people who made us homemade stew for dinner, which was amazing. And then we decided to keep on hiking because that cabin was a little bit crowded and we figured it'd be a little bit louder and we wanted to get a good night's sleep. So we ended up doing 8 more miles to Walker Pass Campground and spent the night there last night. And then we woke up this morning and there was a trail angel named Support Droid there who made us all breakfast. I had 2 donuts. Well, okay, so Support Droid made us breakfast and another man came and dropped off donuts too. So this morning I had 2 donuts, 2 cups of tea, 2 helpings of cheesy scrambled eggs, 4 pieces of bacon, and 2 cups of grape juice, which was like the best breakfast ever. And then Wolfie this morning decided to go into town. There is a couple little towns off trail, and he needed more food and some gear and stuff. And so he went into town this morning and I was debating whether or not I wanted to go into town. It was all depending on if I had enough food to get to me to Kennedy Meadows. And with all the trail magic last night and this morning, I've just been eating a bunch of food and saving all my trail food. So I now do have enough food to get to Kennedy Meadows. So I decided to stay on trail. And it was sad to say goodbye to Wolfie because that was the longest I'd hiked with anybody besides my dad and boyfriend that joined me. But that was the longest I'd hiked with any other hiker I met on trail for 5 days and 5 nights. So he was like the closest thing I had to a trail family. So it's kind of sad to say bye to him, but I'm on my way to Kennedy Meadows now. So much climbing today. So much climbing these next 3 days, actually. Yesterday was so beautiful and sunny, and today is back to windy and cold. I'm already out of breath and I've only gone like a mile. But this morning and last night, I was blessed by the sweetest trail angels. Okay, I've had trail magic the past like 3 days in a row, which has been amazing. And so yesterday, I was walking on the trail and I saw a sign that said Memorial Weekend Trail Magic, like 0.2 miles off the trail. And so I was like debating. I was like, do I just want to keep going? I still wanted to do like 5 more miles for the day, but then I was like, okay, like why not? I'll just check it out. Because when you see Trail Magic, you can't pass it up. So I walked 0.2 miles off the trail to this campground, and there were these 2 older gentlemen who had set up, they were like camping for the weekend with their family, and there was tents, like these like, oh my gosh, it's like pop-up tents set up because it had been raining off and on this weekend, and so they had pop-up tents set up with tables underneath with chips and water and Gatorade and apples and oranges and grapes and blueberries and like literally everything. And there's a fire going. It was so cold last night, and they had a fire going, and there's a bunch of other hikers there, and they were like, in an hour we're making dinner. And so I was like, okay, I have to stay because dinner, like warm dinner, they were making hot stew, so good. And so me and a bunch of other hikers who were planning on hiking another like 5 miles that day all just decided to camp there at the campground because these gentlemen were so nice and had so much yummy food, and it started to like pour down rain and hail, and we were at the bottom of the mountain, and so if I kept going I would just have gotten higher in elevation and it would have been colder and windier, and so it was best to stay there for many reasons. And so I camped there for the night, and then this morning they made eggs and sausage and pancakes and had coffee and hot chocolate and fruit, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. So I'm stuffed and happy. And now I've got about 22 miles to go till Kennedy Meadows. So today's gonna be a big day. It's starting off with a pretty big climb, but after this, I think it's like a couple thousand feet climb. But then after the climb, it's all downhill. So just gotta make it to the top of this mountain, and then it's downhill to Kennedy Meadows. It snowed up here last night. I'm very glad that I didn't camp up here. I can see the Sierra way over there. Lots of snow. I just hit 700 miles, which is crazy. I can't believe I've walked 700 miles. Yeah, it feels like a little surreal. And I'm only 2.2 miles away from Kennedy Meadows, which feels even more surreal because, at least for me, Kennedy Meadows is like the first like major milestone. It signifies that you finished the desert section, which is exciting because I'm kind of over the desert by now, even though the desert has held way more snow and hills and mountains than I thought. But anyways, yeah, it's like Kennedy Meadows signifies that you've completed the first section. The PCT is kind of divided into like 5 major sections, the first being the desert, and then the next being the Sierra, and then Northern California, Oregon, and Washington. So getting to Kennedy Meadows is exciting because you finished kind of like the first big section, and it's also known as the gateway to the Sierra, which is exciting as well. But yeah, I've just seen like so many pictures and videos of Kennedy Meadows and like read so much about it online, and it just like, it feels crazy to be only 2 miles away. But yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to get there and get some food and just take it all in.